Hello everyone. Today is 2nd of January and we are going to discuss some 12 MCQs which has high probability of coming in your test examination or testnet examination. So the first one is, consider the following about the Katcha Thibu Island. So there was a news related to this very island in the Hindu a few days ago. So that is why this particular MCQs has been made. Now the A option says it is located between Lakshadweep and Kerala. B says it is Indian administered island between India and Sri Lanka. C says it is Sri Lanka administered island between India and Sri Lanka. And D says it is neither administered by India nor by Sri Lanka. So it is a no man's island. Okay. So what should be the answer? You should write or note down the answer, whatever you wish, whatever you think can be the answer. Then at last I will tell you the solution. Okay, so this one is the first one. The second one, it says there was a news regarding this also. Namita Gokhale won 2021 Sahitya Akademi Award for English novel dash. So for which political novel Namita Gokhale won the 2021 Sahitya Akademi Award? This was also in news yesterday only or day before yesterday. So you should be knowing about this. The options are The Blind Matriarch, Things to Leave Behind, says the second one. C says Finding Radha, and D says The Book of Shadow. All the books are books by Namita Gokhale and she has won the 2021 Sahitya Akademi Award for English. So what should be the answer? You can write down that answer, whatever you think, and then I will tell you the answer at last. Then the third question says, Hyderabad-based biological yeast have come up with which protein-based vaccine? So there are a lot of vaccines which are getting permissions for emergency use. So you also have to write in the comment below, if possible, the name of the organization which permits vaccines for emergency uses in India. Okay, so here the first thing is, this is indigenous vaccine, protein based vaccine. Okay, because it is Hyderabad based. And the second thing which is important is protein based vaccine. It is one of the type of vaccine which has better immunity. It will develop better immunity if it will be used as a third dose. So there was a news regarding that also. And the options are Corbevax, then Covovax, and Covishield and Covaxin. Out of all these four, two vaccines are protein based vaccine, whereas one vaccine is basically a vaccine by biological E. So you have to mark that. What is the vaccine by biological E? Number one. Also try to identify the second protein-based vaccine. Then the fourth one is Belgavi dispute. Is the dispute between which two states? A says Kerala and Tamil Nadu. Basically, we have a dispute between Kerala and Tamil Nadu. Then Goa and Karnataka also we have a dispute. Karnataka and Tamil Nadu, we all know there is a dispute regarding something. And D says Karnataka and Maharashtra. So whatever answer you think, you can mark. Then fifth one says Earth Overshoot Day is declared by this organization. And in 2021, it was on this particular date. So you have four options: Global Footprint Network and July the 29th. Then second one say Worldwide Fund for Nature and August the 22, and C says Global Footprint Network August 22 and Worldwide Fund for Nature July the 29th. So whatever you think should be the answer, you can mark that and then we'll check. Now come to sixth one. Who of the following won the Nobel Prize the earliest? So all of them have won the Nobel Prize. They are Dalai Lama, Desmond Tutu, Mother Teresa, and Aung San Suu Kyi. All of these people are in news because Dalai Lama was in news. Desmond Tutu passed away recently. He was in news, and Mother Teresa, because of missionary of charity, FCRA norms, she was also in news. And what has happened to Aung San Suu Kyi, everybody knows. So she was also in news. Okay, you have to mark the person who got Nobel Prize the first. Then another one says, seventh question, Haqqani Network is a terror group, a terror outfit operational in which country? A says Pakistan, B says Sudan, C says Yemen, and D says Afghanistan. So you should be aware what is happening in what country. Okay, and Haqqani Network, it is operational where? So there will be questions from terror outfit. For example, before also there was a question on Boko Haram, etc. So there can be a question again. So you have to mark the correct option. And then from which state AFSPA has been removed? From which states AFSPA have been removed? So A says Nagaland, B says Tripura, C says Manipur, and D says Assam. So whatever you think should be the answer, you can go with that. Then ninth one says, we have this, scheme, SMILE, coming up. It is a scheme by Union Social Justice and Empowerment Ministry. Now, SMILE, which the full form is Support for Marginalized Individuals for Livelihood and Enterprise scheme, concerns about rehabilitation of migrant workers, rehabilitation of persons engaged in begging, creation of shelter homes for widows, welfare scheme for COVID orphan. And these are the four options. So you can mark whatever you wish. And now come to 10th question. It says, which country became the first country to approve a fourth vaccine dose for people most vulnerable to COVID-19? So it was the news today only that this country has become the first country in the world to, administer the fourth dose. A says Taiwan. The COVID model of Taiwan is quite popular. B says USA. C says South Africa, where Omicron, many people say, was first, spread. And D says Israel. So in case of Omicron, there is some confusion between people whether the answer should be, Botswana, or the answer should be South Africa, where it was first found. So you have to mark the answer for this particular question from this, these answers or these options. And then come to question number 11. It says the only organization to win 3 Nobel Prize is A says International Committee of Red Cross, B says WFO, that is World Food Organization, C says League of Red Cross Society, and D says UNICEF. Okay, so whatever you think, you can mark. You might get confused between A and C. Okay, so that also we are going to see. Then 12th and the last question for today says, the only person to win 2 individual Nobel Prize. The only person to win 2 individual Nobel Prize, and that too in 2 different, fields, was Madame Curie, Linus Pauling, George Bernard Shaw, or Bob Dylan. Okay, so these are the questions. These are, the question. Now we are going to discuss the answer and the options. Now the first one, it is Sri Lankan administered island between India and Sri Lanka. It was disputed between India and Sri Lanka initially, but in an agreement in 1976, it was given to Sri Lanka by India, and since then it has been administered by Sri Lanka. Okay, so some fisherman issue, keeps happening out there, so that is why it is quite important. Now the second one, Namita Gokhale won this Sahitya Academy Award for which novel? For Things to Leave Behind. For Things to Leave Behind. And all of those books are her books. So this is also important because this might ask you some other books. So these are also important. So the answer will be B, that is things to leave behind. Then third one says Hyderabad based biological E has come up with which vaccine, protein based vaccine. So the answer for this will be A, that is Corbevax. The answer for this will be Corbevax. Everybody knows this, not Covovax. Covovax is basically by Serum Institute. So here the answer will be Corbevax. Okay, so has everybody written about that only? So I can see somebody has. Okay, fine. Then come to fourth one. Try to answer the fourth one now. Try to answer the fourth one now. I will see. That is Belgavi dispute is a dispute between, so you're saying Karnataka and Maharashtra. So Belgavi is also called Belgaum. It is also called Belgaum. It is a dispute between Karnataka and Maharashtra. And recently it was in news. So there can be questions from this. Okay. Now let us discuss Earth Overshoot Day. So this they discussed yesterday also, okay, in the lecture. And here the answer will be, write down the answer in the comment below. I will see. So many of you are saying the answer should be A, which is correct. It is a, it is declared by Global Footprint Network, and this year it was on July 29. Last year, because of COVID effect, we had this shifted to August 22. Now it has again shifted back to July 29. So this is important. And now come to 6.1. It says, who of the following won Nobel Prize the earliest? Who of the following won Nobel Prize the earliest? So Dalai Lama and Tutu, they won in 1980s, and Aung San Suu Kyi in 90s. Okay, whereas Mother Teresa in 70s. So Mother Teresa will be the answer. Okay, these people are in news, so you can go and read something about them. Then Haqqani Network, or Haqqani Network is called, is a terror group operational in, write down the answer, whatever you think. Yeah, it will be D. And in Pakistan, we have Tehreek-e-Pakistan. And in Sudan also civil war and coup basically happened. Not civil war, but I would say coup happened. And then a revolution sort of thing happened. In Yemen, what is happening? In Yemen, we have a civil war sort of situation. And the, terror group operational in Yemen is, yeah, the terror group operational in Yemen is Houthi rebels. The name of that group is Houthi rebel. And Hamas is operational in Hamas. Hamas is operational in which particular country? Write down. Yeah. So Gaza, you can say they are operational from Gaza. They are headquartered at Gaza in Palestine. Okay, that is also correct. Now, from which state AFSA has been removed? I've told you in the class also, it is operational in number 1, Arunachal Pradesh, then Nagaland, then Manipur, and then Assam. I have told you that it is not operational. It was there in Tripura, but it was removed from Tripura. And right now we had, some talks to remove AFSA from Nagaland, but it was, decided to keep it. And then come to SMILE. SMILE is basically rehabilitation of migrant workers, persons engaged in begging or what. Yeah, and Jammu and Kashmir is also there. So you are saying rehabilitation of persons engaged in begging. So that is correct. B will be the correct answer here. And not only the beggars, but also the transgenders. Okay, because they don't have something to engage. What they do generally is they also involve, they also get, they also beg the transgender. So for the rehabilitation of transgenders also, this scheme will be coming. Okay, there is a high chance that this question can come in the examination. Now come to question number 10. Which country became the first country to administer the 4th dose of corona vaccine? So most of you are correct. The answer will be D, that is Israel. Okay. Now come to 11th one. I have told you this also in our lecture. The only organization to win 3 Nobel Prize is the only organization to win 3 Nobel Prize is. So there may be confusion between A and C, but the answer to this will be A, that is International Committee of Red Cross. They have won the Nobel Prize thrice. Okay. And then come to question number 12. It says the only person to win 2 individual Nobel Prize. Here also many people might say Madame Curie. Okay. But Madame Curie is the first person to win 2 Nobel Prize, not 2 individual Nobel Prize. So C will not be the answer, number 1. Now try to think, take your time and try to think. See, all these people are quite important. Whatever in the options are, I mean, all the people have won 2 prizes, but what that they're going to see. The answer will be Linus Pauling. Linus Pauling. Once for chemistry, and the second time 2 individual prize means akela prize mila. Okay, sharing nahi hua. It was not shared. Okay, that is the meaning. Okay, once for chemistry, the other time for peace. Linus Pauling will be the answer. Now come to George Bernard Shaw. Why I have written that, his name? Why he was popular? He also got Nobel Prize, but apart from that, he also won Oscars. So he is a person who won Nobel Prize as well as Oscars. Okay, and not only he, Bob Dylan is also an individual. These are the only 2 individuals who have won the Oscars as well as the Nobel Prize. Okay, so this is the thing. So watching the video is more important because you will get to know that extra bit which I'm telling, which are not written. So now I will stop the recording and then I can discuss them. He was a playwright.